My role at the university is within the AccessAbility team. I'm the dyslexia advisor. Some will come to us because they think they might have a specific learning difficulty, and then we can actually carry out screenings, and if it looks as if it's worth them then progressing on and having a full educational psychologist assessment carried out, we can organise that for them as well. When the student has had their assessment, then we like to see them in order to put any recommendations in place that have been made. This might be extra time for exams, there might be teaching adjustments that might be useful for them as well. But it's very much based on the discussion with the student, what the difficulties that they're experiencing and what they feel might be helpful to them. The disabled student allowance, the student can apply for if they're eligible for a student loan and they have current medical evidence. The disabled student allowance, if they're successful in applying for it, it can provide funding for the kind of support that needs to be paid for, as opposed to the institutional support. So this can be the study skills tuition, this can be the assistive software that the student might need, a laptop, a digital voice recorder for lectures, and a general allowance which covers costs of printing, non-core textbooks. The individual learning plan we try to set up as soon as we can, so we like to see the students ideally in the first couple of weeks when they begin their studies at Exeter. That is based on the recommendations in the educational psychologist's report or in their medical information. This will include exam arrangements such as extra time, computer use, a scribe, maybe rest breaks in exams, and the teaching adjustments, which can again include extra time or other exam provision for in-class testing. It can also include requests such as the student to have access to lecture slides before lectures. Also that to indicate to staff that the student might be using a digital voice recorder to record lectures. It may make requests for students to be able to discuss issues regarding presentations with staff within their college, and for requests for marking guidelines to be put in place for students to ensure that their work is marked sympathetically with regard to their specific learning difficulties. And that individual learning plan will stay with the student for the duration of their studies, but it can be reviewed at any stage. So if a student is experiencing other difficulties, then we can look at what we've put in place for them to look at whether there's anything else we can adjust to make things a little bit more, make things easier for them.